All right, it is time for another episode of the Mamas and Coffee Show. Hey, Grace girl, how you doing?
I'm good, doing good.
This is episode number 5.
Really?
Yeah. And then I'm also like, it's the end of April.
I was gonna
Almost.
say, how does that? Well, yeah, that makes sense because 2 a month, and
Yeah.
it's the fourth month of the year. It makes sense.
Yeah. And we did miss a couple of weeks, but
Yeah.
you know, because life be lifing. Life be
Yeah.
lifing. So, for all of our viewers, say hello to us in the comments. Let us know where you're tuning in from, and we want you to engage with us. So leave us your
Yes.
comments as we talk about today's topic,
Mm-hmm.
which is graduation or just moving on, and why is prom starting so early? And I don't mean in the sense of the time of the year that prom season starts. I mean mm, at the age of prom. Because back in my day, Grace, you know,
I'm listening.
back in my day, you didn't go to prom until your junior and senior year of high school. It was like the junior class hosted the prom, but it wasn't for sophomores or freshmen. And we were not having proms in elementary school or preschool.
Oh, is that happening?
Oh, you haven't seen that?
And not that. No. I mean, I know about like the freshmen and sophomores and stuff, but I didn't know it was. Also, I don't know because my kids are homeschooled. So, for those that are new watching, I'm not just clueless, okay? My kids are not in public school, so that's also why I don't know.
Well, I've been seeing it on social media a lot. And actually for
Interesting.
the last excuse me. For the last few years, I've been seeing people post about their kids attending prom, like going to a kindergarten prom. I'm like,
That's weird. Yeah, that's weird. I don't know. I feel like there's this like big change going on online just from things that I see is like everybody wants to be included in everything, even though it's not their time. You
say that
know,
again. Oh my gosh, please say that again.
yeah, everyone wants to be included in everything, even when it's not their time. And I don't know, it's just so weird to me. Like, I don't know, it's kind of those things like you're putting yourself where you don't need to be or don't, and I don't want to say don't belong, but like it's just not your time yet. There's a lot of things like we're molding what our situation is now into something else, and we're jumping and skipping and doing all these things instead of being where we are in our own situation and embracing that stage. It's weird. At least that's my perspective.
No, I agree with you on that. 100%, 10 toes down. I agree with you on that because again, my kids are older. My baby is a high school senior, so that lets you know how old I am. I'm old. I'm not old. I'm just seasoned. And I think back to when they were younger, like again, and even for when I was younger, we had middle school dances where we wore jeans, maybe
Yeah.
nice dress. We went, our parents dropped us off, or you rode with the friend, their parents dropped you off, and you went home. But now it's like, okay, you're in elementary school. I am not judging your parenting. Everyone parent the way they want to parent. But as you said, it's if you're starting out with a prom in elementary school, what are you looking forward to in high school?
Right. Right.
And then you get mad when your child tends to grow up too fast. Well,
Right.
given this opportunity,
Yeah, that's a big thing. I feel like the childhood innocence is just lowered in age so much more now than it ever was, like, and it's crazy to me because it's like this culture that like wants to go back to the old days of like, oh, it's safe to play outside, oh, it's this, it's that. Well, if you're rushing these kids into being older than what they are, into having these different perspectives so young, what do you think the world's going to be like? It's not going to be as safe. And I don't know. I think all those things roll into one, and the rushing of it that's just not how we do it, I guess. So it's odd to me.
No, it's completely odd to me as well with the prom. Like when I see, I'm like,
yeah,
why do you? And I'm gonna say this too. I'm gonna go ahead and say this with the freshman and sophomore proms. All right, I might be telling on myself because I know when I went to the prom, my junior and senior year, we didn't want no freshmen and sophomores at our prom. That is your time.
Your time. Right. And all the schools have a homecoming dance. Like that's the whole school going together, right? Like that's already dedicated to you. And that's your time, right? Again, like stay in your lane, honestly, is what it comes down to, and teach your kids to do the same. Because ultimately you're taking away from other people's opportunities to experience and do things. I understand your kids want to also, but you got to have some patience in that, and there's alternatives. Let them go to the homecoming dance, let them go to other things. You don't always have to take an opportunity to be in everything.
Because again, when I was a junior and senior, I didn't want no freshmen at my event. Like there were like and as a mom of a senior who's told me she's not going to the prom, because apparently nowadays, hey, moms, if y'all were watching, y'all have seniors, is your senior going to the prom? Because mine said she's getting dressed up and her friends are going to take pictures and they're going out. But
they're not going to the dance.
It's not the whole ideal of going to the actual venue for the prom. I mean, again, I didn't stay at my prom long either. I told my mom I was going to the prom. I did. I went to the prom, took the pictures, made my rounds, and I was out.
There you go.
So, hey, I guess nowadays they're just like, we ain't going.
That's interesting because, like, the schools usually put in a lot to do that, So I wonder how that trend's going to follow along in the long run. Interesting.
Well, now you have the freshmen and sophomores going.
Yeah, it'll be just their dance.
And that may be why your seniors don't want to go now.
True. Mm-hmm.
I don't know, but
very well be.
But for the preschool proms, I'm like, why are we?
I don't get that. Like, why are we rushing that idea now? Like, I mean, just think logically to that difference. Like, that's 11, 12 years forward that you're putting your little in right now. Like, that's kind of weird. I don't know. Yeah. I don't get it.
You know what? We need to have a sip and yap about that.
Yeah.
We're going to do that.
That'd be good.
Now let's talk about graduation. Like kindergarten graduations, middle school graduations. What do you think about it?
See, this is where my perspective changed of like the stay in your lane. I feel like there was a specific lane created for each one of these. And the thought process for me is when you split up I'm talking specifically kinder, 5th, and high school graduation. High school graduation, of course, that's a big accomplishment. You finished all of it. You did the whole thing. You're going to a new, life stage, these different things. Kindergarten promotions or ceremonies have been along for a really long time. And I think it's just kind of like a tradition to do. You see your little that young in a gown, and it's like that transition of like when they first entered school and then 12 years later when they're exiting, right? You have those almost before and after things. So I really understand that. Let's see what it says. Kindergarten proms, promotion ceremonies have been around for a while now. Probably somewhere around I know that promotion ceremonies, but not proms. I had never heard of that. I've never heard of proms before for kinders. But those graduations, I think, going from graduating, completing kindergarten, right? They're transitioning into grade school. And I see that as like, now you're a big kid. Now you're going into the big kid school. So it's like a little celebration. Now, I don't think you should go all out and have a graduation party and do all these crazy things, right? Like, that's not the lane. The lane is dress them up cute, get that little before picture, say, yay, you finished kindergarten, take them for ice cream, and it's done. It's low key, it's a little thing, but I think it is cute. And also, when you're a newer parent with littles that young, it's also something for you to celebrate, your child completing this milestone. And also, you don't know how long you have with your kiddo. Anything can happen at any point. So I think celebrating those victories of finishing those things are a great thing. So it's part of the education process. And for fifth grade, it's a transition into middle school. That's a big, I think, transition in age of being different. You're probably going to a different school, new people, all the things. So I can see that one.
Now, you said fifth grade going to middle school. Now, what about, is there schools that sixth grade is still middle school?
Yeah, and I think that's just like the gray area. I don't know. I see elementary as fifth going into sixth, and I do know there's schools that are sixth grade, so that's I don't know. I don't really know how I'd feel about it. But if your sixth graders are in elementary school, then they're probably still involved in that same one room classroom type environment. So it would still be a transition for them.
Okay. Now, see, I have to say this about the graduation piece. Is the graduation when they're in kindergarten? And you said, you celebrate it, go for ice cream, move on, not doing a party. But do you think it's more of a celebration for the child or for the parent?
I think the intent is to celebrate your child finishing a big thing, because not everybody goes to preschool, right? Kindergarten may be their first year in school. The intent is to celebrate your child. However, I think parents kind of take that and blow it up a little bit more, and it's about them and the celebration that they give the child. Does that make sense? So it's more of we're doing all these things for the child, but then it's not the intent of celebrating the child.
Now, if you're enjoying this conversation, folks, go ahead and buy us a coffee. Scan that QR code or just go to the link, buymeacoffee.com/mamas and coffee and buy us a coffee. Or you can go to the website, mamasandcoffee.com. Oh, you know what? I forgot. The link is there, but you got to click on blog and then go to the buy me. It's easy to find. I've got to change that. But just go to buymeacoffee.com/mamas and buy us a coffee.
Yes.
$5. $5 goes a long way. I'm just saying. It keeps us fueled.
Yes.
Or you can go buy this cup. I'm gonna go ahead and do some promos real quick, Grace, because we got to pay some bills. This mug, scan that code. You can buy the Know You Be You Love You mug from our website, or just go to mamasandcoffee.com and you can buy this mug from there. All right, and shipping is fairly fast. Now I'm going to share my 2 cents here on the graduation piece for little kids, for the littles. I do remember when my eldest was in kindergarten, she went to a private school in kindergarten, and they had graduation. They had the whole little cap, and all the little girls wore little dresses. I think they had to wear white dresses. And I was like, oh my gosh, she's graduating. And I was like, girl, you ain't graduating. You pass into the first grade. You graduate a thing. And then with my middle, they had from 8th grade to 9th grade, they had a promotion ceremony. They called it a promotion ceremony where they basically gave out awards, right? You had GPA awards, you had perfect attendance awards, you had they had different awards. They did not call it a graduation.
Yeah.
And for me, I consider graduation, you graduated when you complete the 12th grade, when you complete your bachelor's degree, your master's degree. That's when you graduate. Otherwise, your butt passed to the next grade.
I can see that. But I also see like celebrate. Maybe it's just the wording and the fact, right? Like promotion over graduation, because you can celebrate a promotion going from one grade to another. But I also think it's like encouragement for the kids. Some kids, they go to school and I'm like, why am I doing this? But if you're gonna celebrate them, then maybe that's a little bit more encouragement to just keep going and keep going strong, you know?
Yes. And we did like as a family, like we would
Mhm.
celebrate them. We would go
Yeah.
out, wherever they're again, I have to take a deep breath because my 3 kids are very different. So my middle, we're like, all right, we're going from middle school to high school. What do you want to do? No. She's like, oh, I want to take a trip to, I think she said Fiji. Girl, you going from middle school to high school? What you talking about? No.
That's hilarious.
I'm like, no, we can talk about that when you graduate college. Okay, that's what we do. I was
That's
like,
so funny.
homegirl. But I'm gonna do another quick little detour. We're gonna do stroke talk. Do you have your There Ain't No Way today?
Yeah, I do. Mhm.
Okay, I'm gonna keep you on the screen because I ain't changing everything. You just gotta
Yeah.
listen. Look, for stroke talks, one of the most important things to remember if you are around someone that you think is having a stroke, after you do your quick assessment, balance, speech, facial droop, and sometimes that may not be anything you notice, right? They may seem perfectly fine. They may just have this crazy blank stare on their face. If they're not responding to you, call 911. It's not stop, drop, and roll. It's not administering CPR, mouth to mouth resuscitation. Call 911. Get them to a hospital. And if you realize yourself, like for me, I did not know anything was happening. I've met other stroke survivors who they were like, they felt sick. Something was off. And they drove themselves to the hospital, which I'm like, what? But if you are with someone that you think is having a stroke, do that quick assessment, call 911 and tell the 911 operator that the person is having a stroke because that helps them let the hospital know in advance. So you're just not getting there with someone with the stroke who they're like, oh, put them in the waiting room. So call 911. That's the first thing you need to do. Okay. Do you have any questions about this particular topic, Grace? We're back to the graduation.
No, I don't think so. I guess one of my questions would be, just thinking of one now. What does graduation celebration look like for high school? Like, do you throw a grad party? Do you keep it like family and you go on a trip? Is it up to the graduate? Is there a budget? What does all that look like for celebration?
Heck yeah. There's a budget. Yeah, there's a budget. Now, I will tell you, for me, my 2 that have already graduated high school, they didn't want a party. Now, one of my children, the eldest who is graduating college in a couple of weeks, for her graduation, we flew back to Virginia for her to graduate with her class here. But she was in school in California, so it was a little weird. We just went out to dinner. So family met us here in Virginia and we celebrated with the big dinner, family dinner. When we got back to San Diego, because we did return back to San Diego a couple of days later, she didn't want a party, but she did just want to go out with friends. So
Nice.
we paid for that.
Nice.
Which was fine with me because that meant
Yeah.
I didn't have to plan a thing.
Right.
But a budget is indeed required. And for my middle, she graduated high school in Bahrain. And we were on a plane 2 days later coming back to the US to move her into her dorm because she had summer school that she had to attend. So honestly, for her, thinking about it, she got the raw end of the stick.
Yeah, that's tough.
It was really. And for our youngest, she hasn't mentioned anything about a graduation party.
Interesting.
She does have a grad trip planned.
Okay. Nice.
So I guess essentially,
it's probably that instead of a party. Makes sense. Sorry, hold on, my kiddos.
No, you're good. See, folks, this is live. This is real life right here.
She said, "Mommy, can I have a Jello?"
Can I have
It's
a
my
Jello?
young. It's my 5-year-old.
Can I have a Jello? I want a Jello too.
There's 2 left, one for each of them.
What flavor? Is it the red or the blue?
It's the green. It's the lime.
I don't want the green. Okay, do y'all say the color or the flavor?
We say the color.
Okay, see, same here.
Yeah, I'm always like, "What color do you want?"
But no, I feel like when you're doing any like graduation party, even the prom, because people go all out with prom, right? Prom pictures, they do the promposals, they do the pre and post parties for prom. You got to work within your budget, not everybody else's. Because I do feel like there's that social media pressure too.
Yeah, definitely. People want to compete and have the best parties or the biggest, most extravagant thing, but it should be about your kiddo, your graduate.
Yes. Because one of my questions was about the social media pressure of doing all these things. See, I came prepared, Grace. But
Before we get into that, do you want me to do my There Ain't No Way?
No, I don't.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
You're
got
not
it
doing
plugged
it
in?
today. You're not doing it today. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Hold on. My kids are getting crazy. Hold on.
So while we're waiting on Grace to come back, do you think that what we're seeing on social media, all the glitz and glam around proms and graduation, is it the pressure of parents feeling like they have to compete, or is it something that the kids want? And do you think we would be doing all of these things if it wasn't for social media? Because I mean, again, when I went to the prom, I did take pictures. My mom, okay, all of her friends did come to the house. Thinking about this for prom, my mom had a big party to see me off when I went to my prom.
Wow.
My junior prom. But it was also kind of to let the guy know, hey,
got it.
You best be on your best behavior.
Fair enough. My turn. Okay. All right. My There Ain't No Way today comes with a receipt. And it's actually, I have never seen this before, but we just moved here to Kentucky, and one of the first things we do is join a library. So first off, that's my first tip. When you move somewhere and you have littles, join a library. They always have all kinds of events, and obviously it's a free resource. But I wanted to share how much money you can actually save by using the library, and maybe that's money you can throw towards your graduation budget for your graduate. But this specific library program, they total your amount of the books and games and whatever you check out. However much that book or item costs, it has a running total of how much it would have cost you had you bought those items. So for example, the last time we checked out books, we got 23 items, and it says you just saved $178.65 by using your library. So had I bought all of these items at a store, it would have totaled $178. Now we've only been with the library for maybe 4 weeks, and our total on just this one account is $446.52. And that includes books and games that we have checked out during this time. So just think about how great of a free resource that is if you have littles. Books, games, music, DVDs, all the things that they have that you can use, their magazines, cookbooks, all the things you can learn, all the knowledge you can have, all the fun you can have by using your resources. Just in 4 weeks, we're already at $110 a week that we saved by using that. So that's my There Ain't No Way for today.
Did you say that you checked out 23 items?
Yes.
In one visit to the library?
Yes. We always try to check out at least 20 items. We read 2 books a day at least. So that's 14. And then whatever games we get, and then extra books that we want just to have.
Wait, what? See, look, You got me over here second guessing my mothering.
Well, I have littles. Our books aren't hard. I mean, they're chapter books, but they're not huge chapter books yet. So we fly through our books, but we read a lot. My kids really love to read or to be read to.
Wait. I'm trying to think when I used to go. Okay. All right. Well, I do have books. I used to buy a lot of books for my kids. I still have a lot of books that are tucked away. They're in storage. Yes, Grace. I kept all my kids' books, but I would go to the library when they were young.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I checked out some books, but it was more for the story times, I think. I don't
For the activities that they have. No.
See, now I'm second guessing my
No judgment here. Y'all do you. It doesn't matter. I'm not judging. I was just explaining that there's a great resource. And I love the fact that they monetize it so you can really see how much of a great resource it is. Like I said, this is one account. This is my kids' account. These are their books. I have my own books on my own account. So mine, I think my receipt said like $228. So we're already $700 in a month of books and they have games, which is a big thing because my kids love to play board games, but I want to buy the board games all the time. One, storage, and two, they get tired of a game. So if I can just go and get one, I get one once a week and we play it a couple times. You get it for 7 days and then you have to take it back to make sure all the pieces are there. Done. And so we get to just rotate our games, and then every once in a while the library brings a new one, or you can request for a certain one for the library to get. So how cool is that? There's like a $30 game. You don't want to buy it, ask them to get it, and ta-da, you can try it. Because what if you hate it? You didn't just spend $30.
You know what? I'm going to the local library here in Virginia and see if they have games that I can
ask them.
because my two kids that are in college, they'll be home this summer. One likes to play games, but I do not want to buy board games.
Yeah.
For a few weeks.
Yeah. So check and see if they have them.
Because I know all I'm going to do is throw it away.
Yeah, can check to see. There's some libraries that have like toy box things, like sensory sets too, that you can check out. You really have to just ask them and see what resources they have available. But I think it's a great way to like keep kids excited for new things. And then you can also be like, if you don't want it or you don't like it, just be like, we have to return it. Hurry up, put it back. And they'll take care of it more because it's not theirs, and they know they have to. And that's a good teaching lesson too. We have to take care of this, we have to return it so other people can use it. I think it's just a great resource all around.
No, I like that. I'm gonna go to the library tomorrow and see. And then I'm gonna request again. I need Hungry Hippo because I like Operation because I like
love it.
Like, excuse me, can we these games in for me? All right, so here's something right here. Personally, I think K-proms and graduations are for parents because the kids is barely good. Yes, they're barely going to remember it. And I do agree with you. It's for the parents and for social media. I mean, or because everything is about social media now.
Excuse me.
Did you just burp?
I had a hiccup and I was trying to hold it in and it just came all the way up.
All right. And so let's wrap this up because we're going to do a sip and yap about this. Awesome. And our sip and yap is a Zoom. It's not streamed live. It's you having the opportunity to come in and chat with us about a topic. And you don't have to just listen to us. You get to share your 2 cents on it as well. But I still believe, my personal belief is, back in the day, there were no proms for little people. The little girls were not coming in. Oh, this is something I want to ask about prom. Sorry. I'm gonna veer off a little bit. So I've been seeing pictures and talk of some of the young ladies been turned away from their prom because administration felt their dresses were inappropriate. Now, who gets to determine if your child's prom dress is appropriate or inappropriate for prom night? Is that the school or is that you as a parent?
Well, I think it's the parents' responsibility to double check and make sure it's appropriate, but I also think it's the school's responsibility to set clear guidelines before the event if there's going to be some type of dress code communication of inappropriate, not appropriate. Because if there's nothing said and they show up how they show up, how are you determining its appropriate opinion? Or was there something sent out previously stating dresses must be this length above this, or not this or this, some type of regulation ahead of time, because otherwise it's just a matter of your own opinion.
Because the photos I've seen have been some of the young ladies, they have a long gown and there is a high slit. It is a little high. But again, this is just me looking at the picture. I'm like, well, dang, you know what? I was wearing that dress in 94 and 95 when I went to the prom. They would have turned me away, right? Because it was, just showing a little extra leg. My mom was fine with it. I was okay with it. Like, hey, I was chilling.
Mm-hmm.
I do not know who is ringing my doorbell. Hold on.
I'll say this while you're doing that. I've seen a lot of high slit dress pictures, and it's just one of the fashion designs of dresses, and if that's your choice and the parents say it's okay,
No
then fine.
But thank you.
But I think the fitting is the issue. Just make sure your child's in the appropriate size with the slit, because I'm seeing a lot where it's just too tight that the slit's not where it's supposed to be, and that becomes an issue. So I just make sure they're in the appropriate size so that the slit is doing what it's supposed to be doing. They won't go away. Oh, he's leaving. I don't know, she wants me to keep going, but that was her topic. I'm not sure really what else. I guess comment what you think about what's appropriate, what's not appropriate.
Okay. Tiana was still letting him have it. I'm like, go away. Did you hear me say one's home?
Yeah.
So another photo that I saw was of a young lady. She had on a dress. It was chiffon material at the top. You couldn't see anything, cleavage wide. Well, down to her cleavage you could, but you couldn't see her breast. Then it was material, I forgot what color material it was. And then from her waist, from her waist down was chiffon as well, but she had material underneath it to cover her butt. That apparently was deemed inappropriate. But I was like, her butt was covered.
Yeah, she was covered. And I think that's where it falls, where the school has to have clear guidelines, because it's just too touchy of a subject saying it's inappropriate or appropriate. If their parents allowed them to be in the dress and it's not hitting any of these things, which is usually is it see-through? Is it shorter than this? Is it whatever? The basic guidelines, right? That's just kind of a common sense thing. But as long as it hits those points, it's good.
I heard you say body type as well, right? Because something is going to fit differently on me versus someone who has more curves. And as a mom of girls, this is going to lead into another conversation.
Another topic.
Right. As a mom of girls, I have caught myself saying, yeah, no, you shouldn't wear this, you shouldn't wear that because it's inappropriate.
Mm-hmm.
When all three of my girls are built differently. They're all slim, but one is a little curvier than the other two. but I'm like, well, I can't be mad at her because this dress
fits her body differently.
Fits her body. So what, do I want her to put an oversized trash bag on?
Right.
And even, and I'm like, I want to talk about that. Because on one hand, as mom, I'm like, oh, you shouldn't wear, well, the old mom. I was like, oh no, you shouldn't wear this, you shouldn't wear that. Now I'm like, well, again, when I was a teenager, I wore my crop tops. I did. I like, I felt like I was dressed appropriately for my age, because that's the other question. If you are a high school senior, and this is going back to the prom, if you're a high school senior wearing a dress, you're 17, 18 years old versus that sophomore who's wearing the same dress. Like, where?
Right. Yeah.
And it's the same as if you're 21 and 48. Because I said this to you before, Grace. There's some things that I wouldn't wear now as a 48-year-old. And, when I was 21, I was like, oh snap. But I also have some extra things going on over here. But I love my stretch marks and my little baby jiggle. Because for my youngest daughter's graduation, she has picked out a dress for me to wear. And she bought it. Or actually, I paid for it.
She handed the card. That's funny.
And I was like, that dress is a little too fitting, in my opinion. She's like, but it's not.
And we see ourselves differently than what other people see us, because we're nitpicky about ourselves. But other people aren't thinking about those things.
Nope, not at all. But all right, folks, thank you for tuning in. And don't forget, buy us a coffee.
Nice coffee.
Go ahead, scan that QR code and subscribe to our newsletter. Oh, wait a minute. Don't subscribe there. That's the wrong one. My bad. Just go to the website, mamasandcoffee.com, click on newsletter, subscribe there. Be the first to know about our sipping gaps, because let me tell you this about the sipping gaps. Our Buy Me a Coffee members get first notification of the sipping gaps. Then our supporters. So if you are an annual supporter, you $50 for the year, right? You get first dibs on sipping gap registration. Then if you are a supporter, Buy Me a Coffee supporter, you get second dibs on registration. Newsletter, you get third dibs. If you're part of our group, Mamas and Coffee on Facebook, you get fourth dibs, right? So that's the order that registration is open.
Nice.
And we keep it as a limited number of people, so everyone can join. And if you become an annual supporter, it's always free. Just letting you know.
There you go.
And one last thing, Mamas and Coffee is going to have an in-person event in May here in Northern Virginia. So if you're in Northern Virginia, we're going to do our first in-person, because I had a challenge. Someone challenged me to do one in May. I will not mention his name. He told me I was being scaredy cat. So he challenged me to do it.
Nice.
All right, folks, have a wonderful, fabulous day. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for tuning in. Like, share, comment. Bye.